James Bond returns after a covert operation in Eastern Europe exposes a global cyberfinance syndicate. The world of espionage has shifted, and MI6 now battles enemies who weaponize digital currencies. M sends Bond on a mission to investigate mysterious financial collapses across 3 countries. Rumors suggest a single mastermind is controlling high-risk markets with surgical precision. Bond reluctantly accepts, still haunted by past missions. His new objective: uncover the financier behind the chaos. The first clue takes him to a luxury casino in Neo-Monaco. In Neo-Monaco, Bond witnesses a digital bank heist executed live during a high-stakes auction. The attack drains millions within seconds, bypassing even military encryption. Bond races through neon-lit streets, but the culprits vanish using drone-powered escape pods. He retrieves only a single encrypted chip left behind. Q later discovers it's linked to a private banker known as Spectre's accountant. This discovery alarms MI6 and forces immediate escalation. All trails lead to a man named Lucifer. Lucifer resurfaces in the global financial underworld after years in hiding. He now invests in quantum encryption and manipulates world markets remotely. His criminal alliances stretch from cyber cartels to rogue intelligence cells. Bond studies his profile, noting his signature tells and psychological fractures. MI6 warns that Lucifer is unpredictable, brilliant, and deeply dangerous. His next move: host a future tech poker tournament at Casino Royale. The prize pool is a $1 billion cryptocurrency vault. Bond arrives at a newly rebuilt, futuristic Casino Royale equipped with biometric security. He studies the players: tech moguls, syndicate leaders, and disguised government agents. The game is more than cards. It's a battle of algorithmic probabilities. Bond prepares to challenge the world's deadliest minds. He senses eyes watching him from every corner of the lavish halls. The tension builds as he takes his seat at the iconic table. The stakes are higher than ever before. Vesper Lynd is reintroduced as an AI financial strategist working with the Treasury. Confident, elegant, and razor-sharp, she instantly clashes with Bond's instincts. She questions his loyalty, while Bond questions her secrets. Their chemistry is electric, filled with intellectual duels. Yet Bond can't shake the feeling that Vesper is hiding something, and privately warns him not to trust anyone, not even allies. Their partnership begins on uneven ground. The poker tournament begins with global audiences watching live streams on the dark web. Bond tests every opponent carefully, reading micro-expressions and digital betting patterns. Lucifer toys with him using psychological traps. Bond wins an early round, surprising even the dealer, but he immediately becomes a target for retaliation. Lucifer's bodyguards track his movements. The game is already turning deadly. During a break, Bond is ambushed in a futuristic parking bay. 2 assassins attempt to inject him with a nanotech toxin. Bond narrowly escapes using a prototype holographic decoy device. The fight crashes through neon billboards and automated taxis. He survives, but his cover is blown. Vesper arrives in time to assist but questions how the killers found him. Bond suspects a traitor inside the casino. Lucifer confronts Bond subtly at the bar. He congratulates him for surviving the attack, almost mocking him. Their conversation is calm but ice-cold. Lucifer hints that Bond's losses will soon outweigh his wins. He claims the game is rigged against MI6 from the start. Bond drinks quietly, refusing intimidation. The rivalry becomes personal.
Q remotely analyse le chiffres mouvement through microcamera.
Bond notices a subtle nervous tick when Lucifer bluffs. This discovery gives Bond a new strategic advantage. But using it too early could expose him. Bond must time his move perfectly. Vesper warns him that overconfidence kills. The next round becomes a psychological battlefield. A power outage hits the casino, plunging the building into darkness. Bond chases a shadowy figure tampering with network servers. A brutal fight erupts in a server room lit by red emergency lights. The attacker almost destroys the poker data logs. Bond prevents the sabotage seconds before reboot. The casino resumes, but paranoia spreads. Every player suspects manipulation. Bond follows Vesper when she sneaks away during a break. She meets a mysterious contact on a skybridge overlooking the sea. Bond overhears fragments. Debt, protection, consequences. He realizes she's tied to something far beyond MI6. Her emotional struggle becomes clear, but Bond chooses not to confront her yet. He needs her trust to survive the game. Bond makes a daring move that backfires disastrously. Lucifer exploits his aggression and drains most of his chips. The room gasps as Bond falls from leader to near elimination. M scolds him through a secure earpiece. Bond feels the weight of failure crushing him. Only Vesper believes he still has a chance. She offers to stake him back in with conditions. Vesper authorizes the billion-dollar buy-in from the Treasury Fund. Bond returns to the table with renewed confidence. His opponents realize he's not done yet. The tension becomes almost suffocating as calculations intensify. Bond plays smarter, slower, and more lethal. He begins reclaiming lost ground.
Le chiffre gros visibly unsettled.
During another break, Bond drinks a spiked glass. His vision blurs, heartbeat accelerates, and balance collapses. He stumbles into a hover car to reach his medical kit. Q guides him via earpiece as Bond fights to inject the antidote. His heart stops for a moment, then violently restarts. Bond barely survives. He returns to the table like nothing happened. Re-energized and focused, Bond starts dismantling Lucifer's strategy. He predicts his bluffs with pinpoint accuracy. A silent war unfolds. Glances, gestures, breathing patterns. Bond's stack grows larger with each hand. He turns the crowd in his favor.
Le chiffre réalise et 1 d'estimated mi-6.
The game tilts toward a grand finale. The final hand builds tension across the entire casino. Every player folds until only Bond and Lucifer remain. The pot reaches astronomical levels. Bond keeps his expression unreadable. Lucifer pushes all his chips forward. Bond confidently calls. Everyone stands as the cards are revealed. Bond wins the match with a flawless combination. The room erupts, but he stays cold and focused. Lucifer's empire collapses instantly as investors withdraw. Security closes in, but Lucifer escapes through a hidden corridor. Bond celebrates internally, though danger still lingers. Vesper looks both relieved and terrified. The mission is far from over. That night, Bond and Vesper are ambushed by Lucifer's mercenaries. Bond is captured despite a fierce gunfight by the shoreline. Vesper is dragged away, pleading for Bond's life. He's taken to an abandoned freight ship. Lucifer tortures him emotionally and physically. The aim, access to MI6 codes. Bond refuses every demand. A mysterious strike team storms the ship at dawn. Lucifer is shot before he can finish Bond. The attackers vanish as quickly as they appear. Bond collapses into Vesper's arms, weak but alive. They retreat together to recover at a secluded medical retreat. But tension grows. Bond senses a new enemy. The real puppeteer hasn't shown their face yet. Just when Bond begins trusting Vesper, she disappears without warning. A coded message is left behind, hinting at her debts to a criminal overlord. Bond realizes she's trapped in a deadly conspiracy. MI6 intercepts signals linking her to an unknown global syndicate. This organization is far more dangerous than Lucifer ever was. Bond vows to track her down at all cost. Part 1 ends with Bond preparing for a new war.